Everyone, Dev here. Today I wanted to take a look at ring bases. Now ring bases, okay, they're boring and they're also ubiquitous. So being able to crack open a ring base is probably a skill that we all need to learn sooner or later. Taking a look at my defense log, you can see that I have racked up quite a few defensive wins. Now, I'll admit there's quite a few trophy drops in there, but you can also see that people have attempted to attack my base with all manner of different armies, some useful, some not so useful. But if you actually take a look, they're mostly Valks, and you can see that it has been about, 8 days, 10 hours, 57 minutes since I have been successfully defeated on defense, and even then only just. So let's look at why a ring base can be quite tricky for an army to break, and I'll do that using one of my defenses here. So we can see here's my base. Now it's a ring base. Obviously this person is going to try to attack from the north, basically because of the dark storage. They want to get at that lovely sticky black gold that's sitting in there. What they can also hopefully see is that I've got some infernos here, okay, protecting it. But what they might not be able to pick up is the very intentional positioning of my defenses, because they're going to go driving in with the giants who are going to try and hit through this part here. They'll attack that building there, that wizard tower, then they'll split off, or they'll all go one way. And what actually happens is you end up drawing the troops away from the dark, which is quite frustrating, I must imagine. So let's just take a look at how this fella goes about it. As predicted, in goes a meat shield, and they lock onto the bomb towers, which, okay, limited effect. Springs, hooray, send them off, and a heal spell nice and early, okay, sure. In come the wall breakers, and they managed to break down those V11 walls quite well. I like the fact that this guy's also used wizards to try and clear some of the junk on the outside. In come the Valkyries, random haste spell. Uh-oh. Here come the Teslas. The Teslas that have popped up also are intentionally placed. See how the Valkyries here have decided to go in between the buildings, not here or here to break down this wall, which I'm sure was his goal. Note he's also used a jump spell to try and get the Valks in there, but that Tesla popping up has drawn them off course. Likewise, the Queen here has also dragged the Valkyries off course. It's also why when the King is up, he's there too. So the Valkyries have decided to go towards there. There's some traps and the Infernos. Now the Infernos on multi-block healing effects, they lock onto the Valks before the bomb goes off. Okay, so that heal spell is actually null and void. The Giants finally jump into the middle, but they're not going to go for the dark because that's not their MO. They go for the buildings that are defensive. And my Golem and Giant and Skeletons have done the deed on the attacking troops, and the attack has been effectively thwarted. Speeding it up now. For some reason, this person throws good money after bad and tries to take out my CC troops. I think they succeed by killing off my Giant. Well done, SD big guy. Okay, but doesn't look as though the wizard is going to take out the Golem. Good thing about the golems, when they burst, they go back into the clan castle. Okay, that was one of them. And just to show you that it is not an isolated phenomena, here's another one. Speed it up because it's essentially the same thing. Variation on a theme. P.E.K.K.A.'s coming in and a few more Valks. Try to attack from a side rather than a corner. That's actually a good strategy. But again, the Valks have been drawn off course and have gone way ahead of the rest of the supporting troops. And my defensive buildings have ended up doing their thing. P.E.K.K.A.'s going around the outside with the archers trying in vain to funnel them back in. but pardon the pun, but the pecker just got picked off. And once again, the golem and the giant do their thing on defense. Does this work against air? Yes, it does. Here's a attempt from the air, 2 hounds and some loons. And note that the buildings are still spread out in a way that's going to draw. Look at those traps. Saw you coming a mile away. Yeah, the buildings are set out in such a way that the balloons also get funneled away from the core. So we'll speed up. And you can see the Teslas again doing a number on the loons. Misplaced freeze spell. Unlucky use. And now all this person has left, just the heroes. Oh, a couple of surprise dragons. Okay, well, the dragons are going to go for all the junk around the outside and not through the center like they hoped. That's unfortunate. And you'll see that this person will walk away from this attack feeling like they'd spent their resources for nothing. Thanks for the trophies, by the way. I'll just drop them a little bit later on. Queen takes a while at level 20 to bust through V11 walls. Quite sturdy. And then using the ability, but unfortunately she meets a rather untimely death at the hand of some skeletons, believe it or not. So how do you crack open a ring base? Well, Jack's going to show you how to do it. In the latest war, Jack took on 2. Oh, look at that, 100% down trail. Well done, team. Jack took on 2 ring bases and succeeded. Right. So what you want to do is create a funnel where the Valkyries are going to have no choice but to go into the core. And Jack takes a lot of time here crafting the correct funnel. Queen in, speed up a bit, clear some of the junk. And he uses a baby dragon here. I like the use of a baby dragon. Baby dragons are obviously only being able to be targeted by defenses that target air. They cost 10 as opposed to a giant and a wizard, which costs 11. Now, if you watch my other video, you'll see that I talked about a cost-benefits relationship there. So using 10 space to take out 3 or 4 buildings rather than a bunch of giants and wizards might be what you're looking for in terms of economy. Just pausing it here. Jack has managed to clear a significant portion here. There is no way the Valks are going to be pulled off course to go south if he comes in from the east. Now he's trying to concentrate on clearing off the funnel, from the west here. One thing we've got to note is that these Infernos are set to single. Now, single Infernos do nothing against Valkyries. Valkyries move far too fast, and if they're under rage, even faster. However, single Infernos do have a knack of taking out bowlers. So just keep that in mind when designing your ring base. Jack again has used the king. Single Inferno just destroys the queen, which is unfortunate for him, but his healers live on. And now the Valkyries have come in. Now, he dropped the jump spell, I think, a little too early. I beg your pardon, a bit too late. He probably should have dropped the jump spell before the Valkyries. For some weird reason, the pathing and the AI of the Valkyries responds better when you drop the jump before the Valkyries. Anyway, it's not too much of a big deal because his king at level 35 is heading straight for that core. Gets in there, uses his ability. A couple of Valks did make it in, and as you can see, the rest of them did their job, and this is when we do want them to go around the outside. And Jack has effectively finished off that base. All in the funnel, folks. The last base I'm going to show you today, I realize that this video is getting up to about 10 minutes now, but it's worth it, is Jack again, and he is going to show us how to take out another ring base. Now, just before this, I just want to say a ring base like this is particularly poorly designed. He's got before the replay. He's got a big hole in here, which you couldn't see, but we've managed to see that Jack has dropped a giant in there, triggering a bomb. Ooh, scary. Making a very easy CC draw. I would have thought that the intention of this base would have been to make it really hard for a CC draw. But no. Okay, so there's one flaw. The other flaw in this base is this wall across here. Okay, this wall actually helps Jack funnel his Valks into the core. So he's triggered his CC, away he goes. Oh, there's the hole, you can see it now. There it is. And he's drawn the clan troops out. In comes the queen. Poison, poison. Loons have no chance. Valkyrie and Baby Dragon is a particularly efficient combo in the CC, but Jack's queen is just far too strong. Down here is used some wizards to clear the way for the queen to go the correct way, in this case anti-clockwise, to help with the funnel of the Valks into the core. Okay, another Baby Dragon. Just slowing it down a bit. In comes one or two Valks. Once they've locked onto the right target, he drops the rest. And in come some bowlers. These bowlers actually do some good work because they are also helping to create the funnel. The rocks bounce off one, over the walls, into the other, keeping the Valks on a straight path rather than having them stop and having to chew through the rest of the buildings. Jump spell nice and early before the Valks get there, and then a rage to get them running. They jump over the wall, and a freeze to kill off the Inferno that's not under threat by the king. Another rage just to finish off the core, and they move right past those bombs. The heal, nice and fresh. Okay, the queen has since gone, and the king in support with the Valks and the rest of his barbarians, speeding it up, and this base is done and dusted. There you have it, folks. A couple of demonstrations on how to destroy a ring base with Valkyries, and a couple of how not to do it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think.